is your host, Don Cornelius.
I'm happy for you.
Yes, Don.
Couldn't happen to a better person.
Hey, well, that's what I said last time I was on your show, and you disagreed with me.
Would target the culture that African Americans could directly and easily relate to.
Think of a show that wasn't just about music, but about a movement. A stage that introduced the world to the rhythm, soul, and fashion of Black America, where icons like James Brown, Aretha Franklin, and Michael Jackson once lit up the screen. But one unexpected moment, one performance, brought it all crashing down. This isn't just the end of a TV show. It's the story of how Soul Train, a cultural institution for over 35 years, met its sudden and silent demise. We'll uncover the iconic rise, the cultural impact, and the controversial moment that shut it all down. Back in 1970, in a small Chicago studio, Soul Train aired its very first episode. Don Cornelius, a former radio DJ with a dream, wanted to build something bold, something unapologetically black. Black music, black dancers, black excellence. A space where joy, creativity, and expression could take center stage.
And the thing that makes it interesting is it's the first Black-owned, the first Black-sponsored, and the first Black-produced television show, and it's syndicated nationwide. Did you realize it was going to take off and be so successful?
No. No, as a matter of fact, I didn't. I have to say honestly that I knew when it first occurred to me, when the idea first occurred to me back in Chicago while I was still working in radio, that it had that kind of potential, but no one could have told me that it would have happened in such a relatively short time, you know.
And he did just that. Even with limited money and modest production, the energy was undeniable. The dancing, the live performances, the vibe, it all felt electric.
Gonna miss my love. Gonna miss my love. You're gonna miss.
Audiences responded instantly, and Cornelius made a key move, relocating the show to Los Angeles in 1971. That change turned a local hit into a national phenomenon. Soon, Soul Train wasn't just a TV show. It was the show, the place where Black artists became legends. Everyone wanted to be there. Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, Whitney Houston. But Soul Train was never just about the music, it was also about the dancers. The Soul Train line became iconic. 2 rows of dancers, showing off their best moves, one by one. It wasn't scripted, it wasn't polished. But there was more going on behind the scenes than just dancing. Several Soul Train dancers, like the wildly talented Demita Jo Freeman, started gaining massive popularity with fans. Some, like Demita, were even invited to tour and perform with stars outside the show.
Congratulations to you. Your names, please?
My name is Demita Jo Freeman.
How you doing, Demita?
Hi.
This didn't sit well with Don Cornelius. According to insiders, he became uncomfortable with dancers becoming too famous or using the platform to branch out without his approval. Tensions rose. Demita eventually left the show, and her departure sparked one of the earliest behind-the-scenes controversies that fans didn't learn about until years later. It was pure, raw freedom. And for a generation of Black youth, it was representation. A chance to see themselves, stylish, confident, joyful, on national television. From the afros and bell-bottoms of the 70s to the high tops and parachute pants of the 80s, Soul Train didn't just follow trends, it created them. It defined Black cool. But while the lights stayed bright on stage, trouble was slowly building behind the scenes. As the 1990s rolled in, the music landscape began shifting. Hip-hop was taking over. R&B was evolving. The younger generation was gravitating toward edgier platforms like Yo, MTV Raps, and BET's Rap City. Meanwhile, Soul Train stuck to its formula. The format began to feel dated. The magic was fading. And then, in 1993, Don Cornelius stepped down as host. Cornelius had been more than a host. He was the show's voice, its style, its soul. Without him, something changed. Even though other hosts followed, including actor Shamar Moore, the show never quite felt the same. Viewers noticed, ratings declined. The dancers, once household names, were barely featured. The production started to look cheap. The set felt smaller. The music acts weren't as exciting. And yet, Soul Train kept going, trying to find its footing in a new era. Then came the moment no one saw coming. In the early 2000s, in a desperate attempt to boost relevance, Soul Train booked a controversial act, a young artist known for provocative lyrics and shock value performances. During the live taping, that artist took the stage, and within minutes, things went off the rails. What was meant to be edgy came off as offensive. Suggestive moves, explicit lyrics, wardrobe that left little to the imagination. Audience members were stunned. Many walked out. Others complained. Parents called in. Sponsors pulled ads. The network received backlash overnight. What was supposed to be a modern refresh turned into a PR disaster. And for Soul Train, it was the final blow. Production halted. Episodes were pulled. Staff were let go quietly. And in 2006, without a farewell, without a final tribute, Soul Train disappeared from television. No last episode, no standing ovation, just silence. It was a heartbreaking end for a show that had once stood tall as a symbol of Black culture, unity, and pride. For Don Cornelius, who had watched his creation fade into something unrecognizable, it was a personal loss. But even in its end, Soul Train's legacy didn't fade. Its music, its style, its energy still echo in award shows, music videos, fashion. Its impact is seen every time an artist thanks their roots. Every time a runway show leans into 70s funk. Every time a black kid sees themselves reflected on screen. And in 1987, before things went south, Cornelius launched the Soul Train Music Awards, a show that continues to celebrate Black excellence in music to this day. So yes, one moment took Soul Train off the air. But nothing could take away what it built. The joy, the style, the sound, the soul. What's your favorite Soul Train memory? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold stories from the culture that shaped us.